Hello everyone and welcome back, and today's video is going to be another dragon. I thought after a while of doing the 300 drawing prompt series I'd move back into drawing dragons and such. So this is the first of 3 other dragons I have prepared for future videos. And also, neat thing that I've just added is polls, so you can clip the eye in the top right corner of the screen and you'll be able to vote on different things on which videos I should do next, or random polls I may add. So first, let's start with the eye. The eye is one of the first parts I like to start on, seeing as it's kind of like, you kind of get drawn to the face, of course, of dragons, but mainly the eye and the mouth. And then you move from this side up and then down that way. Most of the time that's how normally drawings are predicted. They're put in an area that makes the viewer's eye draw the attention to. And for this one, one of the reasons I wanted to draw this was because my friend told me that I should draw a fire dragon or a gas dragon, which may or may not be a future video. And so I decided to draw this kind of dragon, which is a fire dragon, of course. It may not entirely look like a fire dragon until you get over to here where you see all the flames. But I assure you, it is, clearly. So, as the flames go overlapping, like right there, for the flames, I needed to add something to the fire dragon to give it really that good look. So, you could easily distinguish this as a dragon of fire instead of just a normal dragon. So that's why I added the flames as an extra bit, if you couldn't already tell afterwards. So right now I just want to outline all the different flames I added, and I'm going to color this in dark orange and light orange possibly, or just orange. And instead of making it fire red, I'm just gonna give it a different color because most fire you see as red. So I want to change it up a little bit and make it orange. Still keeping a dark color, but giving it a different stereotype in a way. Next we move on to like the spikes and the fangs on the dragon. I think that was a really big touch to this dragon, giving it all the different spikes to just give it that personality. Next, I'm going to move on to the nose, and finally, I've got my Sharpie pen, and I can do deeper outlines, so in future videos, I can add more detail if need to be with the black Sharpie. So now we're going to move on to this part right here, and then move on to the inner part of the mouth, which the silhouette of the other teeth. After we do that, we're going to do the fireball charging up inside of the dragon's mouth, and now we can finish doing the rest of the jawline. Once we've got that done, we finish up with the center horn of the entire dragon. Got a little messy there, but it still came out pretty well. Next, we'll have an eraser to erase the whole thing. Just use a random pencil, or really anything you can find. I forgot to bring in my backup eraser. Actually, no, just my normal eraser. The backup eraser is somewhere. But besides that, I'll just use a normal pencil that I found in my pencil collection. I keep a bunch of different pencils in my pencil holder, so I can just use them for different shading and when I run out of pencils. So I decided to use this random pencil to erase. Some pencils are just meant for erasing, others are meant for shading, but overall it's still a pencil that will either be used for drawing or erasing, as pencils do. Now that we've got the majority of that out of the way, I can now end up doing the rest of the body right here, and starting with the neck plates. So I didn't really have an idea at first what to do with the neck plates, and then I just came up with adding armor, like fire resistant armor, seeing as it's a fire dragon. It should already be naturally resistant against fire, seeing as it's an element, and if it shot fire and was on fire, that wouldn't really help it in being a fire dragon. It would just be weak to itself, which I've seen that before in other drawings, and well, not in other drawings, but in certain character creations, their own character is weak to itself, which doesn't even make any sense. Because if you're going to make a character, why make it weak to itself? Unless that's some kind of special ability that another character inflicts on it. Other than that, that's kind of pointless. So now that we've got that part done, we can erase over there too. Erase all these shading marks, which were just used for reference for when outlining and when I eventually end up coloring it. For big areas, I don't normally color it with the Sharpie pens I have, and I'm not going to do that today, but for now I'm just going to give it a bit of color, maybe for outlining and shading the rest of it. So I'll go around the black of the lines and give it some color. Well, now we've got it fully outlined. We can now move on to adding the color. This part's gonna annoy me. As you can see, it's overlapping, but maybe we can actually do something with that. We can make it so that, like right here and right there can be like a little overlapped area necessarily. And then now we can fill the rest of this in orange. For the two outside flames, I'm going to make it light orange or dark orange to light orange. Either way, I'm going to make these two flames different from the center flame, even though I just put one dot in there. But that won't matter in the final product. Nonetheless, I'll add two polls, one seeing on what video you want me to do next, and one talking about what do you think I should improve on in my drawings, so that I can get some advice and improve them, so you will enjoy the video more. So right now, I think one of the main things I could probably add is shading with marker, or just adding better color, and sometimes making the video shorter, seeing as sometimes I'll have 20-minute long videos or 19-minute long videos, almost 20 minutes. Except for this one video, I had like 30 minutes long, which was really probably the longest video I've ever had in any time I've recorded a video. So now that I've got that part done, we can now finish off the center with a darker orange, darker orange. And with that darker orange, that's going to significance, if that's even a word, because now I'm just making up random words, as the main flame of the trio of the bunch. So once we've got that flame done, we'll move on to doing the rest of the head and giving that color. So normally with doing dragons, I won't always plan the colors ahead of time. Sometimes I'll plan the colors ahead of time, but for this one, I planned the top part and the back area over here. But for the most of it, I didn't really plan too much of it. But now that I'm seeing the colors out in person, actually coloring it, I have a good idea of what colors I should use next. So now that's done, we can move on to the eye, which I'm going to make light blue. A lot of my dragons will have a light blue eye, seeing as that just seems like a good fit for the eye. And when it's going to be like a contrast. If you've ever seen like how your computer works, if you invert the colors, especially on Mac, then you can see orange turn to blue or blue turn to orange. So that's why I'm going to put the blue eye to represent that. Next, over here, we can add this and make this a really dark orange so that it can show the fireball that's coming in and about to be blasted on whatever enemy is right outside the dragon's reach. So as time progresses, I'll probably add different things and such, and at the end of the video, I'm going to add a special note on future videos and what I'm going to be doing from now on. But I'll explain more of that at the end of the video. So for now, we've got that fireball in, and now for the head, we're going to add some, now what should we add? So we've already got the flames, the eye, and then the flames on the back here. Now I guess we could add inside the mouth a different color orange as the fire is heating up, so the light's coming off of it in the inside. And so I guess that's what we're going to be going for, as the mouth wouldn't be pitch black seeing as the fire is coming out, so it'll have some light coming through and breaking through, so the rest of the mouth will be lit and be in this different color orange. Now that we've got that part done, we can now add something here, and since this part's in the background, I'll just make that dark black. And so that we've got the most parts done, we're pretty much finished with the dragon. We could add another flame here, which I think now is just about adding colors and adding the design to it. And yes, I can totally see this is a different orange. That is completely intentional. If you can see the rest of it, it would go from this orange to this orange, and then keep repeating the pattern like that. So next, I'm gonna start shading. Shading in the fact that we're gonna outline the rest of it and just make everything bolder so that it comes out nicer. Like you see these areas, you see they're one off and the marker kind of bled off into its own area. We're gonna fix those areas up, and now it's just about refining area. A lot of the dragons I make normally have white scales, seeing as that's my favorite type of way to draw dragons, with white scales, and so that's how a lot of my dragons are gonna end up looking like. Except for a lucky sum, which, like an example, which would be a gas dragon or a slime dragon, which something would generically be green or purple as poisonous smoke. Other than that, I think we've mainly finished everything off in this drawing. Could add, just refine the lines here and make this line thicker. Other than that, we're pretty much finished, and so this was a bit shorter video, but as always, thank you for watching, and until next time, remember to subscribe, like notifications, share this video with friends, and until next time, see ya.